Okay. Alrighty. Take two. Hope you guys like the scenery. I did say I don't write any scripts and I don't rehearse, but I do retakes. And I will do the same joke that I did before, but you're not going to get it because you guys didn't see the original video. But I'm going to do it now. Oh my god, look at the title of the video. Oh my god, what a title. Anyway. But yeah, the title is just clickbait, but not really. I'm not actually retired, but I will definitely be semi-retired. And what does semi-retired mean? Basically, me being semi-retired from Dancerush is going to mean I'm not going to participate in any events, any tournaments. I'm not going to go to like any conventions just to play Dancerush. I'm not going to do any event involving the game. Not at all. Nothing. Nada. Nothing at all. Nothing. Event-wise. Being semi-retired means that I'm no longer going to play the game to please other people or to impress other people or to make people go like, oh, he got better than before, blah blah blah. I am not going to be playing the game for any of those reasons. I'm going to be playing the game because I want to, because I have fun doing it, for my own enjoyment, my own achievements, my own accolades, whatever. I'm playing for me. Because I don't want to hear like, oh, you know, you should try and join this tournament, or you should go to Ohio, or you should do this, you should do that, you should try and do these dance moves and practice, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear any of that. Me being semi-retired, I don't want to hear any of that. Because I'm just going to play the game how I want to play the game. Pretty much. That's the whole thing. That pretty much covers everything. I really crammed this down into a very short, precise statement. Well, now that that's out of the way, the only thing to do is explain why, right? Why would I go into semi-retirement? Why would I go so far as to not play Dancerush in that sort of way? Well, I've been playing Dancerush Stardom for at least 5 years for sure. So I was an OG. I was one of the first people to actually play the game. I don't think I was like too crazy about it because I was super into DDR, but you know, I looked at it, I played it, whatever, you know. But I was one of the first people to play the game at PHO. I sucked playing the game, but at least for like the first year, nobody cared if you like sucked, you did whatever. Everybody was learning the game. And then fast forward to now, you know, obviously I got better at playing the game from first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. There's a lot of content, there's a lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of players, a lot of discussions, a lot of opinions, a lot of controversy. 5 years is a lot. It's a long time for anything, especially for a game, a niche game that seemingly on the surface it would be like, oh, well, you just dance, that's all you do. It is much more than that. It is so much more complicated than that, that even to this day, there's still like controversy between like tournaments and judging and what makes a good Dancerush player good and what really makes people stand out while playing Dancerush in terms of like playing the game, you know. Because to me, there's freestyling on like an easy chart, and then there's playing a normal chart stylishly. Two different things. Two whole different worlds. And even like today for Mistake on a Lake, I was wild. First of all, I did not agree with the. I guess they didn't like what I was about to say, but I'm still gonna roll with it. I guess they didn't like. Wait, what was I saying? I did not like 2 out of the 3 judges. Keshki, I'm sure was fine. I actually have to watch the video. I watched certain parts, and I know some things here and there. Overall, I was not happy with Mistake on a Lake. I'm gonna make a video on that tomorrow or whatever. I'm gonna review each player. I'm gonna review all the highlights and all that stuff. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make my own judgment on everything. But as far as Mistake on a Lake 5 went, DRS, I don't agree. I do not agree. Everything was... if I was a judge, things would have been drastically different. Because I see the game in like... I see the game in a way that nobody else seems to see it. And seeing all these judges like come one after another, time and time again, year after year after year, there's still the same problem of people who don't really know how to judge Dancerush Stardom as a tournament. And that's a huge problem for me. If people can't see eye to eye on what I think is like perfection of a Dancerush player compared to like, you know, like, oh, this person's like moving around a lot, but they're hitting notes and they're scoring high. But are the moves that they're doing like good? Are they flashy? This and that. But then, like, if I see a high score, I'm like, okay, well, that's a high score. But then if they're not doing much, then I will take note of that. But if they're doing too much, I will also take note of that. There has to be a very fine balance, and I think that's what's really hard. You have to reach a certain skill level to really be able to judge a player playing the game to win stylishly while playing hard charts. And I would say like hard charts like 8, 9, 10. And there's a little gray area between some songs, some charts, this and that. Some 10s are not really 10s, some 9s are not really 9s, etc., etc. You know, it's all over the place. Anyway, where was I going with this? So yeah, I see the game in a much more different way. That's why if I was a judge, I would be very harsh, and I would just like, I would take everything into account. And when I see people judging the game in tournament, I don't think they're taking much into account. They see things like, wow, the outfit is cool, I'll give them points for that. Oh wow, they did a cool little spin once or twice throughout the song. Wow, I really like that. Or for one part of the song, they get on the floor, they do like a fucking coffee grind or something. They're like, oh my god, that was so awesome. They're like the best player ever. Whoa. You know, I just feel like some people are easily amused. And I am not so easily amused because I take every little thing into account, because I played this game for 5 years. And I know the ins and outs of charts, of music, of songs. Maybe not like all dance moves, but I know Dancerush. And if you are doing dance moves that do not fit into, 1, the song that you're playing, and 2, the whole thing of Dancerush, which is like EDM culture, shuffling, jump style, all that stuff, it has to fit into a theme. If the theme isn't there, then I'm not gonna see anything in your performance. Oh my god, I'm really going off on so what am I getting at here? There's a lot of controversy about how people see Dancerush, and it's very tiring for me to have so much experience, so many accolades, so many achievements that I've done, it's very tiring and very frustrating to play something for so long and kind of have like nobody give a shit about what you have to say about the game or a song or a chart or anything. As far as I know, I put out content, I say opinions, I say this and that. People don't give a shit. Like, I've been playing this game for 5 fucking years and nobody gives a shit about anything that I have to say or any videos that I have to post or anything. They don't care about anything. Like, I cleared the latest Sparkfest One More Extra stage. Barely anybody like tells me anything about it. It's like, okay, cool, whatever, dude. Despite like 90% of players all over who have never even cleared a One More Extra stage, first of all, and second of all, clearing like one of the most difficult One More Extra stages next to Let Me See Your Dance. But nobody cares. And 5 years later, yeah, kind of tiring, kind of frustrating. Don't want to deal with that. Don't want to deal with people who do not understand the game or appreciate the game like I do. I'm a very, 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 very small minority. Maybe like a couple of people. But even then, it's just like nobody will ever see the game how I see it. And I realized this through all my years of playing, through the tournaments that I've entered. I realized that people do not appreciate how I play the game or how I would like to play the game. I play the game as the game presents itself. And I do as good as I can do. Obviously, I'm not the best, but I do what I can do to achieve a good overall score. I could use the last tournament that I went into, for example. I submitted an alright performance, like an above average performance, but I was the only contestant out of everybody in the tournament to achieve a full combo. Nobody else has done it. I was also the only one who scored the highest out of all the contestants. And despite that, I got no recognition for it. The judges saw nothing. They saw nothing worthwhile in any of what I submitted for the tournament. And it was at that point I was like, okay, well, if I do all of this and a bag of chips and I still don't make it to the finals, then what more am I gonna do? Because that's another problem. All these new players, they're doing like these wacky stuff. They're getting on the floor. I'm getting old. I can't get on the floor. I do what I make do with. And I feel like that should have been enough, at least for that tournament. And I guess you could also say that's a reason I'm being semi-retired, because I know that I cannot keep up with the players who are evolving, or the new generation of players who are just like insane. I can't keep up with that. And I'm not going to stress myself out worrying about stuff like that, because ultimately it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is me playing a game and me having fun how I want to, and not worrying about anything else. If I want to play for fun and stylish, then I'll play for fun and stylish. If I want to get an excellent or something, then I'm going to play an excellent. If I mess up getting an excellent, I'm going to step off the pad and fail the song, because I don't want to waste my time, because that's how I want to play the game. But some people don't understand that. They do not understand how I play or how I see the game. 5 years of this. Frustrating. I tried tricking myself into thinking like, oh yeah, well, it's not a big deal, as long as I'm having fun, blah blah blah. I'll try to get better and learn this move here and there. I'm tired of tricking myself. I've endured too much. It's not worth it anymore, dude. It's just so stressful for no reason, bro. Like, I play DDR all the time. I have no stress on DDR. The only stress on DDR I have is like being exhausted from playing so much and sweating and playing really hard charts and stuff like that. That's the only stress I get from that game. I love DDR. I love Dancerush Stardom. I don't particularly love the community around Dancerush Stardom when it comes to how the game should be played and how the game is judged. But some people are cool. You know, it's a little wishy. Wow, did I get that on camera? That was a whole fucking owl right there. It's just so wishy-washy, and it makes me question, like, everything. About Dancerush, about round one, about everything. But that's a whole nother video. So I think that kind of explains everything of why I'm officially semi-retired from the game. For people who don't know, the difference between being retired and being semi-retired. Retired would mean I would never play the game ever again, no matter what. Being semi-retired is still doing that, but like I said, all that extra stuff, like going to tournaments, going to conventions, going to like big hangout groups and stuff like that, I'm not going to be doing any of that. I'm just going to be playing the game as I want to, in any way, shape, or form. That's what that means. I don't want to deal with all this bullshit that doesn't matter to me at the end of the day. As long as I'm happy, as long as I see that full combo, as long as I see that excellent, as long as I see that new high score or whatever, clearing the one more extra stage, that's all I care about. It makes me happy, and I'm happy for myself doing what I've done in these 5 years of Dancerush. But yeah, I'm not going to play to impress anybody. I'm not going to play to get better at the game. I'm going to play the game as it's presented to me. And it is what it is. So I hope people understand that. I don't think that guy understands. Oh my god, just like hello. I don't think that guy in the truck understands that, but hopefully you guys understand. It's not really a big deal, but it is a big deal. But it's my decision. And whether other things or other people influenced my decision, that's up to your guys' own interpretation. I won't name any names, but I think someone might know who I'm talking about. Yeah, you're part of the reason too, because you tried to fuck me over. Like a serious point, but I won't mention any names, but there's somebody out there who really doesn't like me, and you know who you are, and you know what you're doing, and you know what you have done and what you're trying to do. I am talking about you, and if that isn't enough of a hint, I'm talking to the person who seriously said that I would probably shoot up a round one. I am talking about you. Fuck you. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I could go on and on about that. I made it pretty clear. So to that person, you're part of the reason for this too. So I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. You did it. Wow. You ruined my Dancerush career. Wow. You got me exiled from the server. You got me exiled from the social media. Are you happy? Wow, you did it. Woo! So cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. You don't even play the game anymore. Why are you relevant? Nobody cares about you. Okay. And that's letting you off easy. I could go so much more into that. But that's all. Just so people understand. Anyway. This guy is like here to stay, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Call it a day. trying to play Dancerush, and then that truck is like the community, like ruining my love for the game. That's a perfect analogy. But yeah, semi-retired. Not gonna worry about shit anymore. Only gonna play for me because I'm the only one that matters, and I'm the only one who can depend on myself at the end of the day. So that's it. Also, fuck you. Fuck that person.